Nestled amidst rolling green hills lay the quaint village of Willow Creek. Life here moved at a slower, more deliberate pace. Villagers knew each other by name, sharing stories on sun-drenched porches and lending a helping hand whenever needed. The outside world, with its hustle and bustle, seemed a world away. Willow Creek was a sanctuary of peace, its inhabitants blissfully unaware of the lurking dangers in the vast digital landscape. They were about to get a crash course. The digital age had arrived in Willow Creek, bringing with it a mix of blessings and curses. Farmers now consulted their smartphones for up-to-the-minute forecasts and market prices. Children explored virtual worlds and connected with family miles away. The internet opened a window to knowledge and entertainment, but also to new dangers. Malicious actors sought to exploit the villagers' innocence. Digital predators set their sights on Willow Creek. Pharming, a silent thief, could steal identities and drain bank accounts. Mrs. Higgins found her online bank account emptied. Fear and confusion gripped the village. The digital age brought new challenges. One young man decided to take a stand. Isaac, a bright and inquisitive young man, had always been fascinated by technology. While other kids played tag, Isaac tinkered with old computers. He devoured programming books, absorbing knowledge like a sponge. News of cyber attacks spread through Willow Creek, igniting his determination. Isaac realized his skills could protect his community. He immersed himself in cybersecurity, researching online threats. Isaac organized a town hall meeting, inviting everyone. On stage, he explained cyber threats and the importance of strong passwords. Isaac's passion was contagious, inspiring hope in the villagers. They had found a leader in their time of need. The first whispers of trouble reached Isaac's ears one sunny afternoon. He was helping Mrs. Gable, the kindly owner of the village's general store, set up her new laptop. Mrs. Gable, with her twinkling eyes and infectious laugh, was a pillar of the Willow Creek community. She had embraced the digital age with cautious optimism, eager to streamline her bookkeeping and connect with her grandchildren online. But today, her usual cheer was replaced by a look of utter despair. "Isaac, dear," she said, her voice trembling, "something's not right. My bank account, it's empty." Isaac's heart sank as he examined Mrs. Gable's laptop screen. He had always known that the internet harbored dangers, but he never imagined it would strike so close to home. The once familiar interface of Mrs. Gable's online bank account now displayed a chilling message: insufficient funds. Isaac quickly scanned the recent transactions, his blood running cold as he realized the magnitude of the situation. Large sums of money had been transferred to an unknown account, leaving Mrs. Gable's life savings decimated. Isaac did his best to comfort Mrs. Gable, assuring her that he would get to the bottom of this. He knew that time was of the essence. He had to act quickly to uncover the truth behind this brazen theft and prevent other villagers from falling victim to the same fate. Little did he know, this was just the tip of the iceberg. Back in his room, Isaac delved into the murky depths of cybercrime, his fingers dancing across the keyboard as he researched different online threats. He quickly stumbled upon a chilling possibility: pharming. Unlike phishing, which relies on tricking users into clicking malicious links, pharming was far more insidious. It involved redirecting users to fake websites that perfectly mimicked legitimate ones, even if they typed in the correct address. Isaac learned that pharming attacks often exploited vulnerabilities in domain name system (DNS) servers. These servers acted like the internet's phone book, translating human-readable website addresses like google.com, into numerical IP addresses that computers use to communicate. By compromising DNS servers, hackers could redirect users to fake websites without their knowledge, making them unwittingly hand over their sensitive information. Isaac realized that this must be how Mrs. Gable had been targeted. Despite typing in the correct address for her bank's website, she had been redirected to a convincing fake, where she unknowingly entered her login credentials, granting the attackers access to her account. The more Isaac learned about pharming, the more alarmed he became. It was a silent, invisible threat, capable of striking anyone, anywhere. And the scariest part, the villagers of Willow Creek, with their limited knowledge of cybersecurity, were sitting ducks. He knew he had to act fast and educate his community before more people fell victim to this insidious online threat. The safety and well-being of Willow Creek now rested on his young shoulders. News of Mrs. Gable's misfortune spread through Willow Creek like wildfire. The idyllic peace of the village was shattered as fear and suspicion took root. Suddenly, the digital world that had once seemed so distant and abstract had invaded their lives, leaving a trail of chaos in its wake. The once familiar rhythm of village life was disrupted. Neighbors who once greeted each other with warm smiles now eyed each other with suspicion. The local pub, usually filled with laughter and lively conversation, was unusually quiet, the air thick with unease. The digital age had sown seeds of distrust, turning friends and neighbors into potential victims and suspects. Rumors swirled through the village, each more outlandish than the last. Some whispered about a shadowy group of hackers targeting their small community, while others feared that an inside job was afoot. The lack of concrete information only fueled the flames of paranoia, creating an atmosphere of fear and uncertainty. Isaac watched the growing panic with a heavy heart. He knew that fear was a powerful weapon, capable of dividing communities and paralyzing them with inaction. He had to find a way to channel the villagers' fear into something positive, to unite them against this common threat. The time had come for him to step up and become the leader Willow Creek desperately needed. Determined to get to the bottom of the cyber attacks, Isaac transformed his bedroom into a makeshift command center. Empty coffee mugs and crumpled papers littered his desk as he tirelessly pursued every lead. He spent hours poring over online forums, security blogs, and technical documentation, immersing himself in the complex world of cybersecurity. He meticulously analyzed network traffic logs, searching for any signs of suspicious activity. He carefully examined the code of websites visited by the victims, looking for hidden scripts or malicious redirects that could indicate a Pharming attack. He even reached out to cybersecurity experts online, seeking their guidance and expertise. As his investigation progressed, Isaac began to piece together the puzzle. He discovered that several villagers had received emails claiming to be from their bank, asking them to update their account information. He realized that these emails were phishing attempts designed to trick people into revealing their login credentials. But the phishing emails alone didn't explain the scale of the attacks. Isaac suspected that the hackers had also compromised a local DNS server, allowing them to redirect users to fake websites even if they typed in the correct address. He knew he needed to find evidence to support his theory. The fate of Willow Creek depended on it. With a growing sense of urgency, Isaac knew he had to act fast. He decided to organize a town hall meeting, hoping to educate his community about the dangers of Pharming and other cyber threats. Word spread quickly, and soon the village hall was filled to capacity with anxious residents eager for answers. Standing on a makeshift stage, Isaac's voice echoed through the hall as he addressed his neighbors. He spoke with a calm confidence that belied his young age, explaining the complexities of Pharming in a way that everyone could understand. He used simple analogies and relatable examples, drawing parallels between the digital world and their everyday lives. He showed them examples of phishing emails, pointing out the subtle signs that could help them distinguish between legitimate messages and malicious ones. He explained how to create strong passwords, enable two-factor authentication, and regularly update their software to patch security vulnerabilities. He stressed the importance of vigilance, urging them to be cautious about the websites they visited and the information they shared online. But most importantly, he emphasized the power of community. He reminded them that by working together, sharing information, and looking out for one another, they could create a safer digital environment for everyone. Isaac's words resonated deeply with the villagers. For the first time since the attacks began, a glimmer of hope flickered in their eyes. They finally had someone to guide them through this unfamiliar and frightening terrain. The journey to reclaim their digital security had begun. Isaac's call to action was met with a mix of hope and hesitation. While many villagers, especially the younger generation, were eager to learn and adapt, others, particularly the elderly who had spent a lifetime without the internet, remained resistant to change. They clung to their familiar routines, wary of embracing the digital world that now seemed fraught with danger. "Why bother with all this newfangled technology?" grumbled Mr. Hawthorne, the village's oldest resident, his voice thick with skepticism. "We did just fine without it for all these years." His words resonated with some of the older folks, who found solace in the familiar rhythms of their offline lives. Mrs. Jenkins, her hands trembling slightly, confided in Isaac, "Dear boy, I barely know how to turn on a computer, let alone protect myself from these hackers you speak of." Her fear was palpable, a stark reminder that for some, the digital age was a source of anxiety rather than empowerment. Isaac understood their apprehension. He knew that change could be daunting, especially for those who had built their lives around tradition and stability. But he also knew that ignoring the digital threat was no longer an option. He had to find a way to bridge the gap between the old and the new, to make cybersecurity accessible and relatable to everyone in Willow Creek, regardless of their age or technical prowess. Undeterred by the initial resistance, Isaac decided to take a proactive approach. He realized that simply talking about cybersecurity wasn't enough. He needed to show the villagers, step by step, how to protect themselves online. With the help of Mrs. Gable, who generously offered the village hall for his use, Isaac announced a series of free tech tutorials. Word spread quickly, and soon the village hall was buzzing with activity. To Isaac's surprise, it wasn't just the younger generation who showed up. Even Mr. Hawthorne could be seen in the back row, his weathered face etched with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. Isaac, his heart filled with a quiet sense of accomplishment, dimmed the lights and began his first lesson. He started with the basics, explaining concepts like passwords, phishing, and malware in simple, easy-to-understand language. He used real-life examples and relatable analogies, drawing parallels between digital security measures and everyday precautions like locking one's doors and windows. He even brought along his trusty whiteboard, using colorful markers to illustrate key points and make the information more engaging. After each lesson, Isaac held Q&A sessions, patiently addressing every concern and question, no matter how trivial they seemed. He went around the room, helping individuals set up password managers, enable two-factor authentication, and identify phishing emails. His patience and enthusiasm were infectious, slowly but surely chipping away at the wall of resistance that had initially divided the community. Isaac's tech tutorials were just the beginning. He knew that creating a cyber-aware community required more than just one-time lessons. He needed to establish a system for ongoing vigilance and support. Drawing inspiration from the Village Watch program, where residents took turns patrolling the streets at night, Isaac came up with an idea: a cybersecurity watchdog. He created a dedicated email address and phone number where villagers could report suspicious activity, ask for help, or simply share information about potential threats. He also set up a simple website using his coding skills, where he posted regular updates, security tips, and links to helpful resources. To his delight, Isaac's initiative was met with overwhelming support. Volunteers stepped forward, eager to contribute their time and skills. Mrs. Thompson, the baker, with her keen eye for detail, volunteered to monitor the dedicated email account, while Mr. Miller, the retired schoolteacher, offered to man the phone line, his calm demeanor and patience well suited for the task. The Cybersecurity Watch program quickly became a cornerstone of Willow Creek's digital defense strategy. It fostered a sense of shared responsibility and empowered residents to become active participants in protecting their community from online threats. The villagers, once isolated and vulnerable, were now united by a common goal: to create a safer and more secure digital environment for themselves and future generations. As the weeks turned into months, a palpable shift occurred in Willow Creek. Isaac's tireless efforts, coupled with the dedication of the Cybersecurity Watch volunteers, began to yield tangible results. The villagers, once apprehensive about all things digital, were now approaching the online world with confidence and awareness. Mr. Hawthorne, who had scoffed at strong passwords, now proudly showed off his password manager app. Mrs. Jenkins, once afraid of computers, now navigated the digital world confidently, sharing her knowledge. Stories circulated about villagers avoiding phishing scams thanks to Isaac's tutorials. Every small victory fueled the community's growing sense of empowerment. Isaac, watching from the sidelines, felt a surge of pride. As the villagers grew more comfortable discussing cybersecurity, they discovered the power of storytelling. Sharing their experiences became an integral part of their defense strategy. During weekly cybersecurity watch meetings, they recounted close encounters with online threats and celebrated successes. These gatherings evolved into informal support groups, fostering camaraderie and shared purpose. Parents shared cautionary tales with their children, teaching them responsible digital navigation. Isaac encouraged the villagers to document their experiences and share them with the wider community. They created a blog to anonymously post stories, offering advice and support. The blog became a digital tapestry of their journey, inspiring others to take a stand against cybercrime. Energized by their newfound knowledge, the villagers of Willow Creek were ready to take their cybersecurity efforts to the next level. Isaac proposed a bold idea, a village-wide digital summit to solidify their cyber defenses. The idea was met with overwhelming enthusiasm. Villagers volunteered their time and resources to make the summit a success. The day of the summit dawned bright and clear, symbolizing newfound hope. The village hall buzzed with activity as residents gathered to shape their digital future. Breakout sessions covered topics from password security to online privacy. The summit culminated in a closing ceremony where villagers shared stories and pledged their commitment to a safer digital environment. The digital summit marked a turning point for Willow Creek. Inspired by the day's events, a group of villagers led by Isaac formed the Village Cyber Patrol.
Our mission is to provide ongoing cybersecurity education, monitor for threats, and liaise with external resources. The Cyber Patrol quickly organized workshops on identifying fake websites and securing home Wi-Fi networks. They established a schedule for patrolling the village's digital perimeter, ensuring Willow Creek was no longer a sitting duck.
The Village Cyber Patrol launched Operation Firewall to bolster the village's digital infrastructure.
Our first priority is securing the village's primary gateway to the internet. Working with the ISP, they implemented robust firewalls and intrusion detection systems. They strengthened the public Wi-Fi network, implemented network segmentation, and regularly audited for vulnerabilities.
Operation Firewall significantly enhanced Willow Creek's digital defenses, deterring opportunistic attackers.
As Willow Creek's cybersecurity posture strengthened, a remarkable transformation occurred. The initial fear and uncertainty gave way to confidence and digital fluency. The villagers, once intimidated by technology, now embraced it as an integral part of their lives. The story of Willow Creek's cybersecurity transformation spread far beyond the village. Isaac, now a cybersecurity advocate, shared their story at conferences and workshops. Inspired by Willow Creek, communities across the nation began implementing their own cybersecurity initiatives. A new dawn had broken over Willow Creek. The digital world, once viewed with suspicion, was now embraced as an integral part of their lives. Children explored the digital landscape safely and responsibly. Businesses operated with confidence in their digital defenses. Cybersecurity was woven into everyday life, discussed over tea and celebrated at the village festival. The village had come a long way, united by their commitment to digital safety. At the heart of Willow Creek's digital transformation lay the Village Tech Hub. Isaac led a team of volunteers offering courses from basic computer literacy to advanced programming. The Tech Hub buzzed with the energy of discovery and innovation. Children participated in coding clubs, and senior citizens learned to connect with loved ones via video chat. The Tech Hub was a catalyst for creativity, a launchpad for dreams, and a testament to the power of community. Cybersecurity had become an integral part of the village's DNA. Grandparents shared their cybersecurity wisdom with grandchildren, and neighbors looked out for each other's online safety. The village implemented a comprehensive cybersecurity curriculum in schools. Cybersecurity was an opportunity to learn, connect, and strengthen community bonds. The story of Willow Creek's cybersecurity transformation resonated far beyond the village. Isaac traveled to neighboring towns, sharing Willow Creek's story and offering guidance. They organized workshops and provided training materials, creating a network of cyber-aware communities. Willow Creek's legacy extended far beyond their borders, empowering countless lives. As the digital landscape evolved, so did the threats within it. The villagers of Willow Creek understood that their quest for cybersecurity was an ongoing journey. Isaac kept his finger on the pulse of the cybersecurity world, sharing his findings with the village cyber patrol. They embraced new technologies and constantly challenged themselves to think like adversaries. The villagers remained committed to staying one step ahead, safeguarding their digital freedom. The story of Willow Creek is a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity. What began as a crisis transformed into a journey of resilience, reinvention, and unity. The villagers harnessed the energy of the storm, turning fear into knowledge and vulnerability into strength. Their story is a beacon of hope, a reminder that no challenge is insurmountable when faced together. The villagers of Willow Creek learned a profound lesson, one that extends far beyond the idyllic confines of their village. In our increasingly interconnected world, cybersecurity is not just a personal responsibility, it's a shared one. Every click, every connection, every piece of information we share online has the potential to impact not just ourselves but also our families, our communities, and the wider digital ecosystem. The digital age has brought us closer together than ever before, breaking down geographical barriers, fostering collaboration, and igniting innovation. But this interconnectedness also brings with it inherent risks, a shared vulnerability that requires a collective response. Just as the villagers of Willow Creek came together to protect their digital lives, so too must we all embrace a collective responsibility for cybersecurity. We must share our knowledge, support one another, and advocate for policies and practices that promote a safer and more secure digital environment for everyone. Cybersecurity is not just about technology, it's about people, our values, and our shared future. It's about building a digital world where everyone can thrive, innovate, and connect with confidence, knowing that we are all in this together. The story of Willow Creek doesn't end here. It's an ongoing journey, a testament to the fact that cybersecurity is not a destination, but a continuous process of learning, adapting, and evolving alongside the ever-changing digital landscape. The future of our digital lives, our communities, and our world depends on our willingness to remain vigilant, informed, and engaged. Let Willow Creek's story be a call to action, a reminder that we all have a role to play in shaping a safer and more secure digital future. Educate yourself about online threats, practice safe digital habits, and empower those around you with the knowledge and skills to navigate the digital world confidently. Be proactive, be curious, and be bold in your pursuit of cybersecurity knowledge. Share your experiences, learn from others, and never underestimate the power of collective action. The future is in our hands. Let's build a digital world where everyone can thrive, connect, and explore the limitless possibilities of the digital age safely and securely. Stay vigilant, stay empowered, and together, let's make the digital world a safer place for everyone.